Living off passive income? Absolutely possible. But the fairy tale version flooding your feed? Straight up lie. You know the one. Slap together a few assets, automate a funnel, kick back with endless margaritas on some white sand beach, and watch cash flow in while you sleep forever. In the real world, true hands-off, zero-effort passive income is rare, fragile as glass, brutally expensive to set up properly, and takes way longer to build than the gurus ever admit. Most folks who actually reach financial independence, they're not lounging 24/7. It's a gritty, evolving blend of smart withdrawals, semi-passive side streams, and ongoing, but lighter, management. If you build it wrong, you don't just lose money, you lose the freedom you fought for. Hey, it's Leo here. Welcome to Money with Leo. If you're tired of hype and want the unfiltered truth, raw math, hidden risks, and the mental traps that sink even millionaires, stay locked in, especially the psychology section coming up. That's where we dive into why someone sitting on $3 million can still lose sleep over a $5 latte. It's more common than you think. And if these no-fluff, intelligence-respecting breakdowns are your vibe, smash that subscribe button. Seriously, best investment return you'll see all day. All right, let's get into it. At its core, living off passive income means your assets generate enough to pay your bills without you selling your time anymore. No more trading hours for dollars. Broadly, two buckets. First, pure cash flow. Things like dividend checks, rental income, royalties that land without you touching principal. Second, total return, where you own a diversified portfolio and sell small pieces over time, letting growth refill the bucket. Online warriors fight to the death over which is better, but the smartest people I've studied, they hybridize. Cash flow for stability, total return for growth. Simple as that. If you've been in FIRE for even a minute, you've heard the famous 4% rule. Born from William Bengen's 1994 research, back-tested on decades of data. The idea? Withdraw 4% of your starting portfolio in year one, bump it up for inflation each year after, and you've got a high probability shot at 30-plus years without running dry. Flip it around, multiply your annual expenses by 25. Spend $40,000 a year, target $1 million invested. $60,000 lifestyle, $1.5 million. $80,000, $2 million. Napkin math that feels almost too easy. But reality bites hard. The 4% rule is probabilistic, not promised. It's built on historical U.S. market returns. Great for backtesting, but markets evolve. Recent forward-looking research from Morningstar, as of late 2025 into 2026, shows that in today's environment, still somewhat elevated valuations, shifting bond yields, a safer starting rate might hover around 3.7% to 3.9%. Bengen's own updates have nudged toward higher safe max in diversified setups. Some say up to 4.7% with tweaks, but conservative voices still warn against 4% blind. Small gap, huge impact. At 3.7% for that $40,000 spend, you need closer to $1.08 million. At 3.5%, $1.14 million. That's $80,000 to $140,000 extra you must save just to feel secure. Plus, this total return approach isn't passive like the dream. You're systematically selling assets, praying growth beats your draws. Inflation is the quiet assassin here. $40,000 buys a decent life today, but at a modest 3% average inflation, in 20 years, you'll need roughly $72,000 just to maintain the same purchasing power. Fixed income streams, corporate bonds, non-inflation adjusted annuities, you're basically accepting an annual pay cut. Stocks historically crush inflation over long periods, acting as your built-in hedge. Lean too hard on fixed, early comfort turns into late-stage struggle, sliding toward poverty without obvious warning signs. The SMART protocol? Build in serious margin of safety. Never plan assuming best-case returns. Target 3.5 to 4% as your baseline, but stay ultra flexible. Cut spending temporarily during crashes. Research shows dynamic adjustments, spend less in down years, more in up, dramatically boost success odds. Flexibility is often worth more than an extra few $100,000 in the bank, because the last thing you want is to be forced to sell stocks at negative 30% just to buy groceries. Okay, but maybe you're thinking, Leo, selling assets scares me. I want the real dream, pure cash flow that hits my account every month, no touching the golden goose. Rent checks, fat dividends, royalties from that old course, never sell principal. Feels bulletproof, right? Tangible, robust. Wrong. This is where most people get burned worst, underestimating real costs by 50% or more. Real estate example hits home. You buy a nice duplex, rents $2,000 per month, $24,000 gross passive yearly. Feels amazing. Then reality, property taxes, insurance, maintenance, unexpected repairs. Hello, $10,000 HVAC failure. 2 months empty equals big hole. Property management fees if you outsource. CapEx reserves for roof, appliances, paint every decade. Strip it all out. Net might drop to $500 to $800 per month before income taxes eat another chunk. To truly replace a $40,000 to $50,000 salary net from rentals, you might need 8 to 12 fully paid off units. Suddenly, you're running a mini business empire, not chilling. Pay a manager, margins shrink further. The hidden psych trap. We massively undervalue our own time and stress. Spend 8 to 15 hours a month chasing late rent, coordinating plumbers, screening tenants, or hunting safe, high-yield dividends that aren't dividend traps. That's work. Maybe enjoyable work, maybe better than your old corporate gig, but definitely not passive. The IRS might label it passive income, but your phone blowing up at 2 a.m. with "the toilet exploded" disagrees. I've heard from dozens of landlords who hit their number, only to realize they swapped one demanding boss for 20 unpredictable tenants. Don't abandon cash flow. Embrace it wisely. The winning hybrid. Heavy core in low-cost global index funds for long-term growth and flexible withdrawals. Then layer in reliable, semi-passive cash flow. A few well-managed rentals, dividend aristocrats, to cover essentials, groceries, utilities, mortgage basics. Market tanks 40%, your rental checks still arrive. You eat, lights stay on, no panic selling stocks at the bottom. Cash flow becomes your emotional shock absorber, not the entire engine. Now the real game changer, the variable 10 times more powerful than chasing extra returns, your spending. Every single dollar you spend annually requires approximately $25 of invested capital forever at 4%. That $15 Netflix, $375 portfolio needed. $200 per month dining out, $60,000 capital. $500 car payment, $150,000 just to sustain it. Reframe luxuries this way. They're not just price tags, they're years of your freedom stolen. Track progress with the passive FI ratio. Current passive income divided by total expenses. $40,000 yearly spend, $12,000 coming in passively, 30% free. First 20 to 30% coverage feels slowest, but transforms everything. Hit 50%, you can quit toxic jobs, take passion gigs at half pay. You're no longer chained to survival, you're choosing to thrive. Biggest enemy? Lifestyle creep, aka the moving goalpost. You hit $500,000, your original freedom number, then suddenly need $1 million because the neighbor's got a boat. Hit $1 million, now it's $2 million for business class flights. Income rises, spending races to match. You're on a faster treadmill, never truly free. Winners freeze enough early. They defend it ruthlessly against ads, social pressure, ego. Decide your number, lock it in. Attack the spending side first. It's the only lever you fully control right now. Sky-high savings rate, 50% plus, you can compress decades of grinding into 10 to 15 years. Every dollar not spent is a double victory. One more added to your nest egg, one less your nest egg must generate forever. The nightmare lurking. Sequence of returns risk. Ignore it, and even perfect math fails. Retire into a prolonged bear market. Think 2008 crash or early 2000 dot-com bust. And withdrawals compound losses. Example, $1 million portfolio. Year 1 market minus 20%, $800,000. Withdraw $40,000, $760,000 left. Year 2, minus 10% more, even deeper hole. You sell low, permanently shrink capital. Later bull run, too late, less money compounding. Real life cases, 1973 to 74 stagflation. Early retirees in 2000 show portfolios vaporizing 30% plus early, never recovering fully. The killer part? Panic. Portfolio tanks 20 to 30% right after quitting. Human instinct screams, sell everything, go to cash, but that locks losses forever. Easy to hodl when paycheck flows, terrifying when it's your only lifeline. Many fail, not from bad math, but broken nerve. Defense protocol, cash buffer, or bond tent. Stash 1 to 3 years expenses in cash or short-term bonds at the start. Crash hits, draw from buffer, no selling stocks low. Market recovers, historically 2 to 3 years, replenish buffer. Slight drag on long-term returns. Massive insurance against catastrophe. Never forced to sell a sandwich at fire sale prices. Last unspoken hurdle. The void after the alarm stops. Retire from a hated job. Initial freedom rush fades fast. Work gave structure, identity, friends, purpose. Remove it abruptly. Many spiral. Depression, aimlessness. Inventing drama just to feel alive. We're wired for challenge, not endless leisure. Real winners retire to something. Passion projects, volunteering, consulting on their terms, creative pursuits. Goal isn't zero work, it's total autonomy. Lean fi, bare bones survival, equals stressful penny pinching. Fat fi, luxury buffer, equals safer but slower. Sweet spot for most, baseline passive covers necessities. Optional active income funds fun and keeps mind sharp. Job power dynamic flips. You work because you want, not need. Bottom line, design the life first, then the portfolio. Test drive retirement, sabbaticals, hobby deep dives, non-spending joys. Build income streams you love. Create a life so fulfilling you don't crave escape. And suddenly, you need less capital than you feared. Just enough for true autonomy. Yes, passive income can set you free, but ditch the single magic bullet myth. Build an ecosystem. Low-cost index funds for growth. Strategic semi-passive cash flow for peace of mind. Cash buffer for storms. Ruthless flexibility everywhere. The most unbreakable aren't the richest, they're the most adaptable. Scale spending down or income up as life throws curveballs. Now your turn. Drop in comments. Team withdrawal, sell shares smartly, or die-hard cash flow believer. Think the whole passive dream is overrated? Brave enough to share your current freedom number? If this reality check hit home, smash like, help spread the truth. Thanks for spending time with me. See you in the next one. Go build that freedom.